Cabbage bending is the strongest form of bending.
It is.
Yeah.
Cabbage bending is without a doubt. Dude's got cabbage fusion reactors. He's teleporting across the globe. Unlimited supply of cabbage. He could single-handedly crash the world economy with cabbages.
You know how else he might be getting places?
How?
Secret tunnel.
Secret tunnel.
And that's all we can say because of copyright.
We're gonna get sued now. Please don't sue us.
Cabbage bending. All right, everybody, get ready. This one's going a cappella. This is just me. Here comes. Get ready. Here comes. Get ready. Full of shit. That's it. That's all it is.
That's it. What?
All right, I'm not opening with my regular intro this week because there's something special going on here.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You just heard the voice of Jacob.
No.
Yes, he's back.
I'm Tim.
And he's claiming to be Tim.
I don't know. Nobody's claiming anything. I'm Tim. Jacob's not here.
So, Tim,
Yes.
why is this week so special?
Well, you see, I can split my brain into left brain, right brain.
Oh.
And I can't remember which side's the analytical side, which is probably, I guess, for the better. That side's on vacation right now.
Got it.
So me, the creative side of the brain is filling in.
Okay, I get it. So the creative side of the brain of Tim is here today.
Yes.
But that's not the guest.
We do have
So this is the end of an era.
a very special guest.
The end of an era for this podcast where a joke has been made many times about a very certain someone, and that someone is here. This is the moment. This is the day. Welcome, Hayden, to
Thank
Full
you.
of Shit.
Thank you so much. I'm happy to be here, even though you guys always talk down to me. And I can't believe I stepped foot in this house. I told myself I never would after the disgrace that was brought upon me by you guys, but still happy to be here.
Hey, that was the official math man of the
It
podcast,
was.
Mitch.
The math man, he
That's
did
true.
the math and he calculated you weren't coming, so we have to
Yeah.
trust the math man, you
Yeah.
know?
But since when is Mitch ever right? Ever.
Which has historically
Except
a
the
bad
ACT.
track record.
I know he did pretty good on that.
He did do pretty good on
So
that.
now this will be an episode where we just throw shade at Mitch the whole time.
Yeah, this is
Yes.
your chance. You have a platform
Yes.
now to defend yourself.
Now Mitch has nothing to say.
Mitch can't defend himself here. You could just obliterate Mitch now.
So as is tradition, I generate a question for you, and Tim here
Yes.
is going to stall while I generate a question.
So Hayden, like, how did you like sit in the mirror this morning telling yourself, I can do this. I can do this.
If you mean cry in the mirror while saying that, then yes.
you know,
I
just
started out pretty confident, and then I just slowly teared up more and more. And then
because
eventually I just fell down.
it's got to be daunting. You know, you're coming into it's like entering the layer of the beast, the very place that's been shit talking you for what feels like eons now, and you finally get to step foot in here and stake your claim.
It does feel like a holy monastery down here, I'm not gonna lie.
It is. It's quite the immaculate setup we've got around us here.
It wouldn't be complete without the pit boy on the table though.
That's true. All right, I got one. All right, Hayden, here comes. If you were given Rick's portal gun,
Ooh.
what would you do with it?
Ooh. I'd immediately go to that like crap and butt planet.
The butt dimension?
Yeah, the butt.
Why does everybody always bring up the butt dimension?
It's just
How
it
can you
appears
forget the butt dimension?
it appears way too much to not have further questions about it. I want to know
They
what is
want
the,
us to
like,
know.
Is there life there? Can anything sustain life there? Did they like is there water
It's like
crap?
Are the
air
butts
just-
alive?
Yeah.
Like methane? Is that the only gas present there?
Where's it coming from?
Are the butts
Well-
like the soil? Like is the earth like skin?
Or is the soil poop?
That's also a very high possibility.
You know,
You know, isn't that what the majority of our soil is poop?
I suppose if you think about it, it
I don't
just
know, I'm not a scientist.
I'm not a science man. I don't know what's in dirt.
Rick and Morty twist that their Earth is not our Earth and the butt planet is actually our Earth and like a ton of like
We had to
millions of
leave
years.
for
That
unknown
raises
reasons.
so many questions because gas comes out of those butts. And the reason gas comes out of our butts is because of digestion.
Wait,
So
so,
is the planet
what's feeding this
digesting?
planet?
Yeah, this planet's eating something.
Is it like eating itself? Is it a starving planet and it's just digesting itself from the inside out?
Oh my goodness.
and
Yeah.
that's why it's expressing all like the methane out.
Maybe we should just do an episode on the implications of this butt planet.
We got to do the
Yes.
frame by frames, like see if it's gotten smaller throughout
A
the seasons.
breakdown.
Pull up like a 1960s CIA style with like the still frames and the film and stuff. And we're
the
studying it.
board with all the string around.
Yeah,
What does it
yeah.
all mean?
And also, who's using the toilet paper? Like, who are the butts using the toilet paper? Do
I
they like
think
grow
we just found a new
arms to use
business
it?
venture. We're selling toilet paper to the butt planet boys. We'll
Like,
be
they have to have a
quadrillionaires.
supplier. And
All
they-
those butts are very clean too.
Yeah.
There's none of them that are stained.
So they're all taking ghost shits.
Yep, but somebody's wiping it though. There is
Someone's
somebody
wiping
wiping
it.
it.
Nah, but
toilets.
sometimes you sit down and you get a shit that's just so clean. You go into wipe and the paper's cleaner than you left it.
That's true.
Like you're like, how did this happen?
You're right.
That is a mystery. When that,
Y- y-
do you ever get where sometimes your aim is so perfect it just goes
Oh,
down the
straight
hole,
down the pipe.
and you
Yeah.
look down, you're like, there's nothing there.
it's just gone. It's gone.
I could have swore I just took a
It's like
shit.
see those seagulls gobble up like an Oscar Mayer or something. Just that toilet just gobbled that up, man.
Toilet just deep throating the turds.
See, we got the fucking like bathroom mysteries here.
Yeah.
All right,
So anyway.
let's rate that answer.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I'm gonna rate you out of sodas, with the worst being like those off-brand ones you find at like the Dollar Tree that look decent, and you're like, yeah, I'm saving money. You take a sip and you can feel your entire like digestive system curdle in the inside. And the best being the one, the only, the godly Coca-Cola. I'd give that a cherry Coke. Not quite the
Ooh.
king of the top, but the butt planet. I mean, come on, the butt dimension. I love
Dimension
it.
on
Exactly.
Full of shit
I love
podcast,
it. That's
like,
solid.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
can respect it. So it's not quite the cream of the crop, though. I feel like there's always room for a little, like, just wow kind of answer. But a
Absolutely.
cherry Coke, I'll take a cherry Coke any day of the week.
I would too. Almost as much as vanilla Coke.
Yeah, I see. I don't know about that one, Chief. Whoa.
And I'll rate you in terms of national monuments.
Ooh.
I'll let the listener decide what's the best. So on a scale of I'll tell you. On a scale of the bottom being like, what's a dumb national monument? Stonehenge.
Yeah. Yeah.
Get
Eat it, England.
screw you, screw you, UK. I think Stonehenge is dumb. I could do that with dominoes.
Stonehenge in Ireland.
Screw you, Ireland too.
Screw the English islands.
Although,
Screw them all.
fight for your independence, Ireland.
Yeah,
I'm
keep
with
it.
you.
Keep it. You know what? Liberate the North while you're at it.
Yeah, go get it. Go get the
Go
rest
get
of
it,
it.
boys.
Put McGregor on the front lines.
Yeah, send them up, boys.
Although he does have a broken shin now.
He still is their
We'll make him
promise.
Robo McGregor. We'll give him a robotic shin, and he'll be
Robo-McGregor.
even more powerful.
So Stonehenge being the bottom, the best being Mount Rushmore.
yeah, Mount Rushmore's a classic.
Yeah, because it's got Teddy on it.
It does. Uncle Teddy.
I would give you a Leaning Tower of Pisa.
Ooh, I like
Oh,
that.
okay,
I like
yeah.
that. I like the lean.
Yeah, it's
Lean's good.
you don't want just a straight tower because that's boring.
Yeah, it's just a tower then.
Right, then it's just the Tower of Pisa, and who cares
So-
about that?
What happens if like an earthquake happens there and the whole tower just completely falls over?
Do they have earthquakes commonly in like Italy? I don't know. Are they on a
I
fault
don't know
line?
either. Like I would assume that like you still might get like something happen here or there.
Like
Like,
think about, we never get anything like that.
no,
wherever we are.
Though I think we are in a pretty notoriously like geographically safe area in terms of natural
Yeah.
disasters.
Except for snowstorms. We're in the Midwest. That's all we'll say.
Yeah, that's all you need to know, and that should give you a pretty good idea of what it's like up here.
You could probably tell by the way we say Minnesota.
Minnesota.
But I'm not gonna lie, the Fallen Tower of Pisa does have a nice ring to it. Also,
The Fallen Tower of Pisa.
it would be
That
pretty
would be-
cool to
yeah,
walk.
that
if
would
they,
be
like,
cool to
if
see
it was
it.
still intact, and
That's
you could
way
walk through
cooler.
it like horizontally, like to
Because at
see
that
it, like,
point,
from
that'd be
angle.
almost a historical event in of itself.
Yeah.
The Leaning Tower of Pisa, which has been standing for so long, finally becomes the Fallen
Yeah.
Tower.
That'd be
of Pisa,
way
dude.
cooler.
Yeah.
Somebody should push that over.
Somebody
Yeah.
should start advertising tickets for that and just start camping out for like decades until it happens. Or
How
something.
fragile do you think that is? You think you could just walk up and just
I mean, I
push it
imagine
over?
they've been like building supports and stuff in there or around it, like behind the
Do you think
scenes to
that's,
help
think
it.
they're altering it? You think that's a conspiracy that they're purposely leaning the Tower of Pisa?
They're trying to see how much they can get it to lean before it falls. Before you know, it's gonna be like literally floating in the air horizontally, just
What
like
nefarious purpose would they be trying to lean the tower for?
clout, dude. You don't need nefarious purposes to do dumb shit these days. You just
for
need
the
clout.
gram.
The Italian government just wants some street cred.
Yeah,
so
they
they're
need some
leaning
street
they're
cred.
leaning the Tower of Pisa.
You're like, yeah, we can make this bad boy lean even more.
Yeah.
Send it, boys.
It's a
How
new-
many degrees we at? Can we increase that?
More degrees.
That'd be a nice debate. How to make the leaning tower the fallen tower.
The falling tower pizza. I think it's pretty simple. Just push it over.
Okay, so today we had piggybacking off of what was it? The last episode before that we had the Avatar tangent.
Couldn't tell you.
I think it was the last one because it was about the hammer, wasn't it?
Yes.
Who could lift Thor's hammer?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
We had a bit of an Avatar tangent, and we even remarked in episode that we should have an episode on Avatar. So we decided today we were going to discuss who is the strongest character in the world of Avatar.
Yeah, and we were originally just going to do Bender, but then we were like, oh, there's people who are pretty strong who aren't Benders, so we're just gonna be comparing powers here.
And hell, we may even find out that there are not strong non-Benders, and we'll just eat our own shoe, I guess. But we'll find out. We'll find out in discussion.
Yeah, I'm trying to do a better job of explaining what this show is and the rules. So just to remind everyone, this is just a friendly show where it's supposed to mimic like the conversations friends have. And what was the other part I was going to say? I forgot it. I give up on this trying to be more professional. Whatever.
No research.
No, that's it.
Research.
That's the thing I was trying to do. No research.
All right.
So who wants to start?
I do have one off that's a non-bender that I remember. That laser head booming guy who shot like the compulsive, like the concussive blast out of his head.
He's kind of never really explained.
Yeah, that's what I was
Isn't
thinking
it
too.
combustion bending though? Isn't it? I mean, I don't know if it's mentioned later on
They
in
call him
Korra,
like combustion man.
I guess just to try to like explain it to themselves, I suppose.
I think
But
Sokka calls him that or something.
What was that? He just kind of showed up and
Yeah.
was shooting explosions out of his
he's never
forehead.
really explained.
He was
It's
just
not
like a gun for hire, wasn't he?
Yeah, it's not even like regular bending where it's like you don't, because you see the beam come out of his head.
And it's not a common thing. Like they were clearly questioning,
Yeah.
yo, why is this dude shooting lasers out of his forehead?
That's really weird that they just stick that in there.
It'd at least be somewhat like normal if they at least, acted like it was normal. So at least as a viewer, we're like, all right, we don't know what it is, but I guess it's, a normal thing. But even then it's weird. Like they never explain it.
Yeah, I remember watching, now that you bring that up, I remember watching it being like, oh, they're going to explain this. And they just never do.
You just keep waiting.
Some writers like, hey, we got a new villain. I'm like, yeah, what kind of bender is he? Nah, hold up. He's going to shoot explosions out of
his
eye
head.
on his forehead.
That's right. He has like the eye tattoo on his
and
forehead.
speaking
too.
of which, doesn't he get like taken out by something getting like hit smack in the eye? For some reason, as
Maybe.
a kid, I felt like that would hurt so bad. Like for some reason, that made me wince so hard because I thought it was like some weird sensitive spot in his head. Like, oh,
Well, you definitely would imagine that that'd be his weak point for sure.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the dude's shooting explosions from an eye in his head. Let's hit the eye in his head. But I think, that's a pretty good contender. I just think, like, in terms of physical prowess, he's not as good. He kind of relies on his forehead explosion a little
for sure.
too much.
I was definitely going more for his like when they're trying to attack him, that dude's just like a stone wall. Like his physical endurance was off the charts.
Well,
That's
his
why.
shock value alone, like the what the fuck kind of
Yeah.
value of him was enough to make them like have a really hard time to deal with him.
Question: are we including Avatar State Aang in this? I'd say probably not.
Because couldn't you just go back to all the other past avatars
Yeah.
also and then say they'd be pretty much equivalent?
Yeah, so I'd say Avatar State Aang is out because
Yeah.
that's not like an individual. That's like
No.
a collective
Yeah.
of all the avatars.
Yep.
All just kind of coming out. Yeah, I think that's fair. So no Avatar State Aang. I guess just no Avatar State period. Then.
Yep.
Are we talking Korra and Avatar and Last Airbender? I haven't seen Korra, so
Neither have I.
I suppose for
Guess so.
sake of just on-hand knowledge, we can just stick with Avatar
Okay, no
because I
Korra.
think we'll have a little bit more to talk about there.
yeah. If you've seen Korra, sorry.
Well, I guess another one off the top of my head is Ozai.
Yeah, Ozai was the one I was holding on to because I don't know if there's gonna be a better one than Ozai.
I think there is though. I think we're gonna have to think a little bit because Ozai we need to think about though. He's kind of in his prime still.
Yeah.
He's still kind of the strongest because we have a King Boomy that's super old and that's still clapping some really
Yeah.
powerful guys. So what would have King Boomy at the same age as Ozai would have been like? I think that would have been a low-key a closer fight than Aang before the Avatar state
Well,
in that
Aang
final showdown.
kind of gets his ass handed to him
He's
in
too
that
soft.
fight.
He's not like Ozai clearly showed he's this batshit insane dude who he has one goal and he's going to get it. And Aang's kind of like tussling this whole do I kill him or not?
Yeah. Well, if it wasn't for the Avatar state, I think Ozai would have mopped the floor with Aang.
Well, yeah, I think that on the accidental like activation of it is literally what saved him, I think, because he was on the verge of being blasted by that little like tiny little bead explosion thing he was blasted on the rock.
Because we talked about this in that last episode, but I think one of the reasons they brought the Avatar state back was because the writers were like, well, crap, like Aang
how do we deal with them?
Aang can't beat him without the Avatar state.
And no, I don't think he. I think Aang's completely off the table for contending with Ozai. I still think Boomy could, and even the water master, the waterbending master, the old guy. I think had he been.
What about that bloodbender?
Oh,
I forget her name. The one with the rats.
Yeah, but Korra was able to also, or not Korra, Katara, she was also able to utilize the bloodbending, wasn't she, because of her waterbending?
And I suppose Katara never really had a chance to square up with like Ozai or anything with the bloodbending.
So she technically did learn the bloodbending and was able to overpower that woman,
the one who's good at bloodbending.
Who's been doing it for how long?
But then again, you need a full moon.
Yep, that is true.
But on that full moon, I guess Ozai was waiting for the comet too. Ozai had his special day.
But even before the comet,
he was still strong, but he wasn't strong enough that he had the balls to try conquering everybody. He was banking and relying on this one day to blitz everybody, and he was unstoppable then. So if we had like a full moon that had the comet going by, I don't know what's happening, dude. We got bloodbending going crazy, and we got firebending going crazy. But
maybe we should do like a ranking. We should rank people rather than decide.
Yeah, let's rank them. I think
as of right now, we have Ozai on top. That could change, but as of right now, he's number
S,
1.
We've got Ozai up there. Ozai's just a freaky, and I guess like maybe an A, maybe S. We can put Azula just from her sheer ruthlessness and her ability to just.
I was gonna say, I think Azula would be close to on the same level as Ozai.
Yeah, that's what I say. It's either like S on the same level or A just below, because I think Ozai has just enough calm to make his crazy useful, and Azula starts to lose control of that crazy, and it starts to consume her towards the end.
I think Azula is definitely stronger than Zuko. I think the only reason she loses to Zuko is she loses her temper.
Well, she's got Katara too. Zuko's got Katara too, right?
Yeah.
Because that chick, she was a mental head case. She was crazy. So she was bound to fail eventually.
Yeah.
But also, if we're considering these people like matching up 1v1, like you were saying with the comet and the full moon, like him being a firebender, how would he be able to stop like Katara's bloodbending?
Right.
Like I feel like she could just control him and he wouldn't be able to do anything.
Yeah, because I guess it doesn't matter how good of a bender you are if you can't even bend to begin with because somebody's controlling your body to not be able to bend. You're at their mercy. She could just bend his arm backwards and break it and be like, you're not
because bending requires like movement.
Yeah, it's like an art. Yeah. It's many forms of like schools of art and stuff. So you need to have form and technique and stuff to properly do it. So all she has to do is just make him do some fancy jig or something, and the homie loses all bending instantly.
Yep. But that's also just talking like 1v1s, not overall power. Because like who could do more mass destruction? Probably not the bloodbending.
I think firebenders in general probably have the greatest potential for destruction.
And I think that's kind of like the spiel of the show, is that like firebending's kind of OP, and the firebenders understood that and took that as like an opportunity to like try to conquer everybody. They realized, we don't need any element around us to just bend. We can just create fire. Which why did the movie make them have to have fire?
I forgot about that.
That was
in the
like
movie.
the biggest reason that firebenders were OP.
Right.
But that's beside the point.
Earthbenders would also be contenders for just sheer destruction.
Yeah, that's why. I guess if we're going on the ranking system, Toph and like Boomy and stuff, Toph especially. Toph is spooky good earthbender.
Well, we see Toph wipe out other professional earthbenders.
Well, and she invents metal bending.
Yeah.
She literally creates metal bending.
That is true.
Metal bending was not a thing before Toph came around.
Well, and if you think of like her blindness is like an asset to her earthbending.
Because she just
plus she's coy too. She's smart. She uses that like blindness as knowing that people are going to see it and be like, you're going to fucking die. Like, I'm going to smack a rock or, blast her with fire. And she's like, I already saw this coming 3 parallel dimensions ago, homie, and then sends him flying away.
Yeah.
I think Toph, though she still is handicapped by the lack of sight, because she does get the better, people do get the better of her in situations because of her blindness. I think because of that, I'd put her like A, just below like Azula and Ozai, and also from the sheer. Yeah, I can get that.
I might
alone.
even put Toph lower than A.
Lower than A?
Maybe one down.
Like B.
Yeah, like B.
How-
I could see.
What do you guys think in relevance to King Boomy? Because you're right, she does have that blindness, but King and the metal bending, but King Boomy's got so many years of
I'd
experience.
say he's
I think
experienced and he's got a
Boomy's
dose of
probably A.
crazy
Yeah.
too.
Boomy's probably A, and then Toph's probably B.
Yeah, I
Toph's
can
kind of like
agree
the
with that.
prodigy child, but she
Yeah.
isn't really there yet in the
I
show.
think older Toph as she grows. I don't know if we see her in
You do.
in Korra.
Yeah,
I
you
bet
do.
she's pretty powerful in
She's
that.
pretty. Yeah, I can't remember like full details, but I think you do see a little bit of big pee from Toph and
Big
Korra.
peepee Toph.
Big pee
Mhm.
Toph with the metal bending. Yeah, they take metal bending like to crazy lengths and stuff. At that
Mhm.
point, it becomes a whole new school of bending and everything. And there's a lot of them now.
Aang is never able to learn metal bending, is he? From Toph?
Nope, I don't
I
think
didn't-
he ever does.
I don't think he ever uses it.
Yeah, and not even every earthbender can learn metal bending
Yep.
to begin with. So I guess like
I would assume Aang probably is capable of it though.
Yep. I just don't think he ever took the time
Yeah.
in the show.
yeah, I think he just wasn't patient.
I don't
enough
think
with
he
it.
ever learns any of the hybrid bending. Does he learn lightning bending?
I don't think so.
I don't think
Ah.
he doesn't learn blood. He doesn't learn lightning.
No, yeah, that's Zuko, I believe, that talks to Iroh
Yeah.
about the lightning
Yeah.
bending and stuff. Yeah, I don't think Aang does any of the hybrid
Okay,
stuff.
what about Iroh?
Iroh?
Like Iroh after he breaks out of prison and is like the most jacked person I've ever seen.
I
Literally.
think Iroh's got to be S.
Iroh's got to
You
be.
know,
Yes.
I think Iroh might even be above Ozai.
He might be just because he does have he's not only does he have calm, but he's like got morals and stuff
Yeah.
too. So like he's got all this crazy power, and plus he's got the look of an old man. You know, he's a jacked old man,
Yep.
and people don't realize it.
It's like 1v1 Ozai Iroh. No
On-
comment. No
oh,
comment.
okay, no comment. I'll say with comment, that'd still be a wild battle because you've got the literal dragon of the west, and you've got the
Mhm.
Phoenix King going head to head right there.
Can you guys remind me who that what guy you're talking about again? The O.
Ozai?
Yeah.
That's the Fire Lord.
Fire Lord. That's what I
Iroh
thought.
Ozai. Yeah.
I was assuming so. I just didn't want to mess that
no,
up.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
That would have been embarrassing.
That would have.
Wouldn't have that been a
that's his
blunder?
That's his brother, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
So, okay. That would've
Which
been
is why I
such
think
a
it'd be even
matchup.
cool. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
an even cooler fight because there's brother like beef between them too.
Because Iroh was supposed to be the Fire
Yep,
Lord,
and
and
he
he turned it down?
yeah, he stepped down for it.
Okay.
He let Ozai
I couldn't remember
have
if it was taken away from him or if he turned it down.
No, I think he turned it down.
It was because of his son's death, correct?
Yeah.
It was after Ba Sing Se failed and he returned home. He like relinquished the crown and
Because he
let his
was
brother
like
take it.
Ozai. He was
Mm.
crazy like
Oh, yeah.
Ozai before that happened.
And it took his son dying for him to be like, wait a minute, maybe there's more to life.
Yeah. Oh, he's such a good character.
Yeah. It's so sad that they have to have like someone dying to make it like a character become that amazing.
Yeah, we all wish we could have an Uncle Iroh in our
Yeah,
life.
absolutely.
Low-key.
That they did like that one episode where they had individual like just like shorts focused
The
on those
Tales
characters.
of Ba Sing
Yep.
Se.
Well,
And
you know
then
what?
they had that Iroh part like
The
section.
mugger scene. Yeah,
That-
we talked about that
Yeah.
last episode.
When he's sitting singing by his son's grave, though, that's
that's so sad.
emotional.
Oh, the Soldier
dude.
Boy scene, dude.
Yeah.
Oh man, that gets me to this day still.
That's emotional.
You know what? Uncle Iroh is the most powerful character, undoubtedly, in love.
Yep.
It's
Yeah.
spreading wholesomeness.
I just want to say before we go any farther, this is full spoilers for Avatar, by the way. Like we're not holding anything back
No,
here.
absolutely
You
not.
probably figured that out already, but
Yeah.
with the,
Oh well, you've been warned halfway through the show.
yeah.
It's
Take it
very
or leave
old.
it.
It's
Yeah.
very old.
It's worth watching if you haven't seen it.
All right, I'm about to get spicy with this though because
All
we've
right.
been doing all humanoids. What about like Appa in relation to like, if we're doing one-on-one square ups, since we've mentioned some of those.
Mhm.
Overall, I think Appa's, a really powerful airbender, but he clearly can get taken down by multiple people kind of thing. He's not crazy powerful in the grand scheme of the world, but I think as like a bending off, I don't know, that tail, like he's literally airbending the whole time. That
Yeah.
tail blasts like a straight hole
Yeah.
through several blocks of like city street.
I have a stigma against airbending. I just think it's one of the least useful bendings.
Well, I think this show fails to do it justice, and it shows some tornado stuff. But dude, have you seen tornado damage?
I guess
The carnage that those do in cities today, modern
Yeah.
cities.
I just thought we should have this person on, Chris. Chris and I had a conversation about this, and he talked about how like, well, the show doesn't even show you like the brutal stuff you could do. Where, like you could like pull air out of people's lungs.
Oh,
Yeah.
my God.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's messed up. Yeah, I
So
guess it's a good thing we're all
Okay,
monks.
I just remembered that.
So almost like a form of like blood bending in a way. You're not controlling them, but like you're dealing with stuff
What are you gonna do if you
inside
can't
of them.
breathe, you know?
Exactly.
You could probably pop people's lungs.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I think that
You could,
alone,
like sucking out the
Yeah.
air would just like
Just
force them to
destroy them,
compress
yeah.
from the
Yeah.
inside,
you'd have
basically
collapse
collapse.
lung
Yeah.
and they just die.
yeah.
It's game over, just like that. That's brutal. Oh my gosh.
Or I'm thinking you could force air in and just make them explode.
You like make them like a snake balloon from Shrek.
There's some pretty messed up stuff you could do with bending
Yeah.
that the show
The
does
world
not.
has some pretty brutal implications of, well, and even I guess the blood bending alone, just thinking of somebody having literal control of your body. It'd be literal,
Yeah.
I have to scream, but I have no mouth, because
Yeah.
they could just make it so that you don't scream. You just knock.
Yeah. So back to Appa.
Appa.
The thing that I think would hold, Appa is sheer power, true, but I think what would hold Appa back is like, like a grizzly bear is really powerful, probably
Just a
more
bear.
powerful than a human, but like a human can outsmart a grizzly
Yeah,
bear
yeah.
pretty
Yep.
easily.
And that's why I was kind of arguing in like the grand scheme of the world, Appa really, I suppose, isn't that big of a contender just in the
Maybe
case that
like-
he's an animal.
maybe like C tier.
Yeah, I'd throw him in C just because he does really mess up a lot of people
Now
at
if
once too.
we're
even.
talking like Appa against a non-bender, no chance.
Oh yeah. Even a non-bender, you give him an elephant rifle, and Appa's just messing him
Yeah.
up. Like Appa's taking him out.
But if we're talking about like, because I don't think Appa would have the intelligence to like pull air out of someone's lungs.
Mhm.
yeah,
or-
he doesn't have
or
the
do stuff
cunning
like
to do
that.
that.
But he does, you're right, have that raw energy just to even lift up. Like, how much do you think he weighs? Like 4 tons?
Oh
And he's
my
able to just like
gosh,
hold
yeah.
himself in the air like
Well,
that,
he's
like
he's
walking.
like bigger than an elephant.
Yeah, he is gigantic. Like, that's got to be like close to like 10 tons of height.
And you just don't want to mess with that. Don't want to mess with that.
What about if we're talking about animals? What about like the badger moles? Is that what they're called? The badger
Yeah,
moles?
the original Earthbenders, I
Yeah,
think,
where
is a
they
reference
literally-
to.
Oh,
they
those things
literally-
were huge.
Yeah, they just literally like they're the cause for caves and stuff.
Those would
'Cause
be
they
hard
just-
to deal with because you have to go out of your element to meet
Yes.
them. You have to go into the
That's-
tunnels.
That's how Toph learned how to bend while blind, right?
exactly,
Because they're
yep.
blind.
They're blind, and they figured it out, and they're masters of it and such.
Yeah, they wouldn't need any sight, like sense of sight. They could get you in the dark and you'd be done. You
And
can get
badger
you
moles
underground
aren't
and you'd be
coming
done.
out into the world, like, to cities to attack people. You're going into badger mole territory to get
Because they're
messed up.
huge.
You're enormous.
Mhm.
I remember them just dwarfing the
I don't even know what
characters.
to compare them to. Like they're so big.
Yeah, they're. There's nothing tangible. Almost, I would say, like the Chicago bean.
Yeah,
The
actually,
Chicago bean's
yeah.
a pretty good
Yeah.
scale.
maybe a little bit bigger. But
Yeah,
yeah.
slightly a little more rotund, a little
Yeah.
beefier.
Mhm.
And they got those great big claws.
Yeah.
The huge badger
I might put
claw.
them at like A or B.
Yeah,
Because what's Ozai gonna do when that thing pops out of the ground?
well, yeah, because again, Ozai's not meeting one just out in the capital of the Fire Nation. Ozai's somehow going through some cave, maybe going for a shortcut or something, thinking he's go through, and all of a sudden, boom, badger mole.
Well, think about what a badger mole could do if it popped up in a city.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, straight 1v1. I can't see anybody beating them except potentially the blood bending, but I don't
Yeah.
think she wouldn't be able to control
No,
them
because
all.
they've met how much
too
blood that
big.
is.
Yeah,
It's
that-
too
yeah,
much
that would be
blood
way-
to bend.
Yeah, I don't think they could be stopped, to be completely
That might
honest.
be S tier actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd have to
Badger
throw it
moles.
because oh my god, yeah, it's just a city. All of a sudden, a huge just hole opens in the city. Badger mole comes up, looks at a building, just bends the building to dust, bends another building to dust, and is like peace, and just closes the
Yeah.
hole back down and just leaves.
Yeah.
The only person who have a chance, I think, is Toph, because she's the only one that can live without the sense of sight.
And all
can
she
feel where
could
they're
really
moving.
do is
Yeah.
maybe try to convince the badger moles to leave, or just sense that they're coming from. They're gonna be like, all right, guys, we've got like 10 seconds before this whole city is just gone.
complete obliteration.
Gone.
Well, I don't think they're portrayed as aggressive. I mean, this doesn't change how powerful they are, but
No.
I don't think they're portrayed as aggressive.
Much more defensive. They just kind
Mhm.
of like
I think
living
they're
in
very
the caves.
rare too,
Yeah.
aren't they?
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if they've been like hunted damn near to death in the world.
Because
Just
they're probably delicious.
oh, I bet they are. It's some big blubbery meat right there.
This is not a vegan podcast. so-
No, absolutely not.
Do you think they have like baby ones, like veal? Like that would be
Ooh.
even more tender meat. Like how
You know,
big would those things
I
be?
bet Appa is delicious.
Oh,
maybe
yeah.
that's how they got like near extinct. They didn't hunt the adults. They just got the babies and didn't let them go to.
Have you ever
adults.
had like bison steak, like in
Yeah,
real life?
yeah, bison's pretty
Have
good.
you?
I've not.
Oh, it's so good.
It's very tasty.
But if those things are like voles, as I learned from Rick and Morty, that voles mate for life with their partner. So they probably have children if they're anything like voles. And then those baby ones are probably like elephant size. So
Take on an elephant, you should be okay.
Yeah.
Like a fully grown elephant coming
Yeah.
out as a baby.
Probably huge.
That's a fat ass baby, dude.
What are the firebending? Because each thing has an animal. What are the firebending ones? It's
Oh, yeah,
it's
it's
dragon.
straight
Oh.
dragons, dude.
Do we see the?
Oh, yeah, we do
you see
dance
the
with
dragon
dragon-
dance.
yeah.
Yeah.
Dragons are actually probably the one.
I'm thinking about it. I kind
Yeah.
of forgot dragons
Because it's
existed.
basically the same, but in the air, like as opposed to the ground.
Yeah.
And then they have fire over earthbending, which would do way
Well, and
more.
I guess thinking about it, how like firebenders are considered the OP dangerous ones. Well, the original firebenders are probably the OP dangerous ones
And
of the OGs.
And dragon, we talked about how a weakness of like the moles and Appa are their lack of intelligence. The dragons are probably more intelligent
Yes.
than humans.
The fact they like recognize that tone and everything, and they come
Yeah.
out and like do the dance with them.
well, and they speak.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Then like
They straight up communicate. If anything, communicating like with humans is almost dirty to them. They probably view humans nothing more barbarians.
Yeah.
Well, because we are a science podcast, as established in the Magic School Bus episode.
Yes, we are. In fact.
I think, and I could be corrected if I'm wrong. I think like the ability to communicate complex thought is like the marker for advanced intelligence in a species.
Yeah, to form like
There's,
I guess to formulate a sentence or an idea, like
Yeah,
to communicate your emotions.
there's nothing else on Earth that can do that. That can formulate, that can take complex
because
thought.
there's even studies that disprove the whole like apes talking kind of thing.
Yeah, like the Coco.
Coco's just totally fake. Like Coco can never talk
Because
Coco's
it was
never
just-
capable of talking.
It was just a award response. What do they call
it was,
that? Where it's like you're just doing something because
rewarding her for
like the
doing
same thing
credit
where like your
and
pet
prompting her.
like your
yeah.
dog doesn't actually know its name.
It just kind of recognizes if I do this, I get reward. But the
Right.
dog doesn't understand English. Coco
Right.
wasn't understanding sign language. They were trying to. It was just completely false. So yeah.
Yeah.
Now
so-
like apes definitely undeniably have like an advanced sense of intelligence, because have you ever seen like people doing magic tricks to apes?
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
they totally
Like
get.
they get the trick,
Yeah.
Yup, they get that something's happening.
which is
and
like a dog
they're
would be
clearly
like
intelligent
huh?
animals. But
Yeah.
yeah, I do think that being able to formulate like a complex idea, a want, or be able to formulate something kind of thing
Yeah.
is really what defines intelligence. So yeah, I think those dragons.
There's your full of shit science minute.
There it is. Now you can go brag to your friends that you have an extra wrinkle in your brain.
But also, so you made a great point about the communication part of humanity, but I've learned this, or not learned it, but I realized it in psychology. Another huge thing that makes up like intelligent beings, mostly humans, is their capability of having memories. Like a lot of animals have such short-term memories, they can't like learn stuff from the past and
Well, yeah,
everything.
and isn't a lot of that like instinctual stuff? Like where a squirrel can remember
Yeah.
what buried its nut. It doesn't
Yep.
necessarily truly remember.
Well, it's not a complex memory.
Yeah,
you
it's
know?
just hole and ground.
I think it's like
recognizes
they're
thought.
not able to adapt from their memories.
Like they just have
Yeah.
nowhere near as much complex and like
Yeah.
long-term stuff as we do. Like how it takes a dog so many times to like learn like to sit and get a treat because their
Right.
memory is not great as ours. But like those dragons, they have however many years of.
Thousands,
Thousands of years.
thousands.
It's thousands, if not millions.
And the fact they just have that intelligence to communicate and to like hold those memories of all the years and just like know that they're the big dog.
Well,
Like,
here's the thing I just thought of, but these was probably done in groups. Wasn't it like used to be a rite of passage where firebenders would hunt and kill dragons?
that is a Jacob question.
Because I think that's why dragons are like nearly extinct. I think they believe them to be extinct. I think those last two dragons we see
Yeah.
are the last,
the last two. I think so. I think. Oh, I think that goes back to like the origin story of bending, which I think may have been in Korra even, but it talks about like how the first people would get bending and would be allowed to go out into the dangerous world and stuff and come back, but they'd give back their bending. But one day one dude's like, screw you, turtle animals, and took his bending and ran away into the world, not allowed to come back, and eventually would just go and start killing crap kind of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think maybe they did hunt the dragons
two. I
out.
think that's not that long ago of a thing.
No, I do think humanity like advanced to a point where they could just start clapping dragons kind of thing. Like I don't think
But
humans
that's
were always
probably
capable.
groups.
Mhm.
Yeah, I doubt that they could 1v1 a dragon.
No,
themselves.
I think it'd have to be some like Ozai level to even have a chance to
Mhm.
impress the dragon. I mean, the dragon gave them bending, taught them bending.
And these specific two dragons that I'm thinking of from the show are like the oldest of the old. I
yeah,
believe.
I think they like if any dragon is around, they're the most powerful ones
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
So I think that might be amongst the most powerful up there. Which I guess like I wouldn't say even this one, but the lion turtles.
Yeah.
The lion turtles themselves, those are ancient beings capable of like telepathically communicating. He
Do they-
touches
Do they exist in the real world though?
yes.
Or are they in the like spirit
Yes.
world?
Well, I think they are real because I think in the Korra origin thing they mentioned people and them just totally
Okay.
living side by side, which may have changed because the spirit world shit may have changed kind of thing. But all I know is that totally are real creatures kind of thing.
Well, they're definitely the top
and they gave
that's
people
undoubtable.
bending. Yeah, those were guys the original.
because they can take bending away.
That's true. Oh yeah, I forgot about. He gave Aang the power to take bending away.
Yeah.
By like touching his foot. Yeah, I think that alone.
Oh my. That is a big thing to incorporate, because can they take the bending away from the dragons and the
Well, I guess I don't know,
moles?
but how powerful is a dragon turtle though? Because if you think about it, if you put a Godzilla-sized creature in front of a dragon turtle, even though it's a good bender, if it's a slow-ass turtle, Godzilla can just grab it and eat it
That's
still,
true.
you know? Like, how powerful, we've never really seen one pissed. Could one just like look at Aang and the next thing you know, half the world behind him just implodes
I would
because it's
bet-
pissed off?
I would bet, just because of the nature of the way the show is, I would bet they're pacifists.
Yep.
Yeah, I would wonder if like low-key, if humans try to kill them, they would just kind of accept it and just try to like shame them and make them
Yeah.
feel bad about what they're doing, kind of thing, rather than, oh, we're gonna wipe you off the earth. Because I think that was the big thing about the people betraying the lion turtles, is they're like, okay, you just can't come back, because the lion turtles were the first cities. They had cities on their back and stuff, and people were allowed to venture out from the safety of the lion turtle in the cities with bending to protect them. And then the people stole it, and they didn't kill them. They didn't get pissed. They just said,
Yeah.
you can't come back.
So they're probably like gentle giant type of thing.
So that would almost put them at like F tier then. I mean, they're I guess on
Yeah.
paper they'd be like S beyond tier powerful, but
But if they're not willing to do anything, with it,
they're just not willing at all to use it offensively.
And with
Using
the
a
speed part too, you're like they'd have to like do a sneak attack or
We'd
something.
also
Yeah.
have to see some like weird show of power from them to like actually truly know they're strong. Like
so we haven't even talked about Aang.
Aang himself. Well, I
Aang.
don't think Aang's that. I mean, Aang is powerful, but Aang is almost like the lion turtles. He's unwilling to fully use his
I
power.
almost think I would put Child Aang, even Child Aang when he fights Ozai before Avatar State, I would almost put him at B. I think
Okay, no, I think
I think
B's reasonable.
I think Katara could take Aang. I
Yeah.
think Zuko could take Aang
Yup.
and does regularly take Aang.
Oh yeah, and best Aang several times.
Azula could take Aang.
I think Azula would have messed up Aang Loki. Like, I think Azula needed to be beaten by Katara pretty much in order for that to work. I just think Azula was like genuinely scared Aang, and I think that messed with him.
I think just about the only one who couldn't take Aang would be Sokka.
And he can't even bend. He's just a
Yeah.
goofball. He's just a comedic relief.
Yeah.
He does get the meteorite sword though, which is pretty badass. I want a meteorite sword.
But Sokka is S tier of slaying Poon.
yes,
No doubt.
he pulls. He slays. He definitely slays. He gets around.
I like how they're all like traveling with these super powerful benders, and all the girls are like, "Ooh, I like that
Ooh,
guy."
Sokka.
The total average Joe like hanging out with
With
him.
the
I want
weird
that dude.
hair.
Yep.
Oh, like the Kyoshi Warriors kind of thing.
Yeah.
yeah. They're all
They're
like,
like-
this dude's hot. And he's just like, I can't do anything.
Take the boomerang
Ooh,
guy.
that's where that just reminded me. That's the episode where there's giant like sea monster things there.
Just big fish, yeah.
Oh yeah, that was only for that episode though, wasn't it? They got pretty much dealt with, didn't they? By those women.
Well, now I'm thinking of another time where they had to cross some big thing of open water, and there was this whole scene of like these dragon sea things attacking them, and they barely getting away
Oh.
or something.
I remember, yeah, there's one where Aang's like swimming in
Yes,
the water,
and
and,
there's,
like
like,
he's
these
trying to
big
show
rocks
off
in
the
the water or
Katara.
something.
Yeah, and he's like riding one of them, and then all of a sudden like something comes, like a larger
Yeah.
one comes up like to try to attack him.
Don't the Kyoshi Warriors like get rid of those pretty easily though?
That's what I thought. I thought that they that was the problem, and then that episode was like
Yeah.
Sokka with the Kyoshi Warriors like taking him down.
Yeah.
I think
I think the Kyoshi Warriors as a group are probably really powerful, but I don't know about individuals because they don't
Mhm.
bend.
yeah, I'd say they don't bend, and I think that's just a big enough handicap that
Yeah.
they're just at a huge disadvantage there.
But their mob attack power is definitely nice. Like you got all of them. Like if they have one target, they can attack from 20
plus they're
different
all, like-
angles. They're done.
They look like clones of each
Yeah.
other too,
Yeah.
so it's
Well, they're
just
like
psychological.
assassins too, right? So they're really like stealthy. I think
Yeah.
they sneak up on the characters quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess the surprise nature is pretty
But that's as a
freaking
group.
powerful.
You know,
Yeah,
like as an
that's
individual, I don't think they're-
exclusive group bonuses right there.
Yeah.
I still question the use of the white face paint when they're trying to be stealthy. Like, just do it like brown or something, like to fit in with the camouflage. Like, I feel like white, you're just asking to get
Do
caught.
we ever get much further elaboration from that old firebender teacher that hangs out with Iroh and stuff with the White Lotus, who originally teaches Aang with like holding the leaf?
Not really. You don't find
Oh
much
yeah,
about.
because he
Because he gets pretty hyped up, I remember, before he goes to him. Like he's this big deal, like
Yeah.
firebending teacher. I
Well,
wonder how strong.
I know
he
he
would've been.
doesn't like Ozai. Or
Yeah, he
anything.
is a. Well, I think. Oh, he might also be almost a turtle. Lion turtle
Because
situation.
I think he doesn't want to teach
Yeah,
Aang.
he doesn't like firebending because it's so destructive and stuff, and he has a hard time accepting like that Aang needs to learn this kind
and
of
then
thing.
then doesn't he teach him a little bit, and then Aang starts to get carried away, and that's when he's like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
Like I'm already starting to see you like get reckless with it because he hurts
Yes,
Katara
that's
briefly or
right.
something.
He
Oh, yeah,
stops
he,
training.
he
him.
burns Katara.
Yeah.
Yup, and that was. I remember that being a big deal when I
Yeah.
first saw. Like, oh man,
Yeah,
he
like,
just
not
burned
cool, bro.
Katara. Yeah, that was wild when I saw that.
Can't be hurting your woman like that.
Can't
Yeah.
be. Can't be. That's how they run
So
away.
where are we gonna put Aang? Oh, we said B.
Yeah, I think a
B.
comfortable B.
B tier Aang.
Because I think if Aang was a little bit more willing to just, I guess, be brutal, I think Aang could be potentially A or so. I just think Aang is just a little bit.
I think his youth is his biggest problem. Because he's just dumb.
Yes, that's true. And actually in Korra, I think they do even like show moments of adult mature Aang doing just a lot more adult maturing things that are just a lot more decisive, a lot more powerful, still in line with Aang's power, but just a lot more efficient, you could say.
Yeah. 'Cause again, like a lot of Aang's issues, a lot of times it's like his emotions get to him. He's just dumb. He's not willing to do stuff.
So I guess who's the proverbial person we're trying to beat right now? Is Ozai still considered?
We haven't beat Ozai.
Okay, still trying to beat Ozai.
Actually, do we think Iroh?
Iroh's
we
a
never
contender.
settled this.
Yeah, Iroh and Ozai would at least have to be a scuffle.
I think they're probably equal.
Yes.
I would say.
I still don't think 1v1 either of them could beat bloodbending. I just don't think that they could move at all.
But the problem is you need the moon.
Yeah,
That's
so
true.
bloodbending, like
Overall power,
in
you're
its
right.
ballpark,
Yeah.
bloodbending is undeniably probably the most powerful
Yep.
Yes.
thing to
So
do.
if we're taking away the moon, we're also going to take away the comet then?
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Yep.
That would make them, that's why they're such an even match, Iroh and Ozai. Yeah. That makes sense.
Because yeah, like bloodbending, yeah, like Jacob said, definitely most powerful, but it's so conditional.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like
It is, yeah.
Like, what happens if they
you
just
have
pick a
to
day
rely
that's
on that
anything
one?
but the-
Exactly.
Yeah.
blood moon?
Or even if it's a full moon,
Yeah.
is it like a werewolf where you have to be able to see it?
Yeah.
What if it's a cloudy full
Yeah.
moon?
Or
So
if
you're
you're
just like,
inside.
you're gonna get it today, boys. It's full moon. Just nothing happens.
since firebenders could just make smoke, could they just cover up the moon with just a smoky sky?
They're like, oh god, it's a full moon. He's like, yeah, don't worry about it. It's like, you are about to die. And just sees a smoke cover. He's like, oh god.
just a smog cloud comes over.
See him
and-
sweating. He's like, hey, fellas, I was just kidding.
Just talking mad shit. And it's like, I'm about to destroy everything you guys hold dear. And then just
And
nothing.
he's got
Suddenly a
this whole-
comet goes flying by.
He's got this whole like musical scene in his head plan. How he's got to make all the firebenders dance and stuff. He had a whole show plan, and he's like, "Oh god!" All these people start showing up too with like set design. He was about to make this
Yeah,
whole
walks
thing.
out
gonna
with
be
the
a production.
boombox.
Yeah.
Walks out with the boombox. He just like turns it on, sticks one finger up in the air, starts head banging.
Smoke covers, and he just sweatingly, like nervously, turns around to his director. He's like, "We're gonna have to call off the show." I see like a huge wall of flame, just a huge glow behind him, getting closer and closer.
Did not expect that.
This was not according to plan. So yeah, that's why bloodbending's a bit of a
Yep.
glass cannon.
That's definitely out the door.
Powerful when it works, but
Yeah.
it's gotta
Again,
work.
really
It
conditional.
really has to work.
And that forehead booming guy just is not fast enough, I think, to ever keep up with those two.
I feel like depending on location, Boomy could contend with Ozai.
You think?
I think he could.
I don't know.
I think he could. Because if they were doing it in that big pillar, like rock area, like they were doing that final duel, that's so much shit that a wacky dude like Boomy. Because, like, I don't know. I just think Aang really. Well, he had such a hard time learning earthbending, too, that I think Aang just.
Well, because
doesn't-
Earth is the opposite of air.
Yep,
It's-
exactly.
You always
You're always gonna struggle
to learn
with
your
that one.
opposite.
So I think just that Boomy's going to have so many more moves and know how to be able to utilize all this earth around him, while Ozai just had to kind of buy into the fact that Aang's a scared little boy and keeps just doing big, scary fire things, while Boomy's like, bro, I'm like 110 years old, and I've fought way more, like probably as powerful dudes as him kind of thing. Like to Boomy, it's probably just another duel.
I do think that Earth would probably be the most effective element against fire.
Absolutely.
As well, because like water, you could argue that like he just like turns it to steam. The two just kind of cancel each other out.
Well, plus you just, I guess coming by water is so much harder than coming by earth.
Air just fuels the fire.
Being a terrestrial animal, if you're alive and well, you're probably on Earth. So you're chilling as an earthbender.
And you're right about that composure part. He would just not be phased at all by all these tricks he's doing.
And
with the
even
big
I guess
fire.
if there's stuff that would be on paper scary to normal earthbenders, Boomy's just kind of senile. He just doesn't care.
Yeah, I do. Okay, I'm okay with putting Boomy above Ozai, but not above Iroh.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily put him above Ozai. I just think he'd at least be in the picture for being able to compete with Ozai. Like
In the
I think
top
that
three.
would be within that trio of a duel, like of that toss up.
I think Iroh would take Boomy because Iroh just has the composure.
Yeah,
Iroh's
yeah,
smarter.
Yep.
Which is why I think Iroh would beat Ozai.
Yep, I completely agree with that. They almost are like very similar. Boomy and Iroh are
So I
very
guess
similar
by
with
that
different types
chain,
of bending.
we could put at least for sure Iroh at top.
I think Iroh's top.
Iroh's top. He's gonna serve you a cup of tea afterwards too. He's just a cool guy.
Then I think Boomy and Ozai
yup.
equal. Then who is our B? Aang.
Dude, somebody's gonna like name drop some just
Bad-
legendary bender that we're just totally forgetting about, and
I
I
think
hate
put those
it.
moles next.
Yeah, Badger Moles.
Yeah.
Badger moles for sure.
Then
We had Qatar up there, but now that like the blood bending, we put that. I think she goes down.
I guess
I still think she's better than Aang.
Yeah, but I think
put
that
Katara A tier.
I'd put the forehead guy above Katara without the blood bending.
Yeah.
I think that forehead guy is just like raw destruction.
It's probably forehead guy at A,
Forehead
top of
guy.
A.
I just love that's what you call it. Just forehead guy.
Katara on A as well, but below forehead guy. Then Toph on A, Aang on B.
What about that dude Poe and his brother Joe?
What about Cabbage Man?
Cabbage Man's
Dude, Cabbage
S
Man.
plus tier.
Something is going on with Cabbage Man because
How
he
does he-
survives many catastrophic events.
That dude survives like world-ending events.
Isn't that just the
basically.
guy that yells "my cabbages"
Yeah.
every time they fall out of? Yeah.
Well, where does he keep getting more cabbages?
How does this man get so many cabbages, Hayden?
Are you saying he's a cabbage bender?
I think so.
Yeah, I
he
think
could just spawn them out of his palms. Why would he be so upset that
he
he's
just
losing
plants
them
his
then?
feet
Because he
plants his
puts his
feet
heart
side
and
by
soul
side.
into
That's true.
them.
They are
he
the
claps
best
his hands
cabbages
to go
around.
just a bunch of cabbage just sprouting from the ground like Jack and the Beanstalk.
And he really needs to like put heart into it, so that's why it destroys him whenever
you know
his
how like
cabbages.
earthbenders get like really sicko mode in the fighting, doing flips. He's like doing flips in the air, like kicking cabbages towards him, like summoning them, like splitting cabbages. He like makes coleslaw in the air, and shoots it like it's darts or something, just skewers some dudes.
Because like your cabbage cart gets destroyed once. Yeah, I'd assume you could get some more cabbages.
Yep.
Twice and
You're-
another full cart.
You're never financially
Where are these
recovered from that.
cabbages coming from?
It's also never the same location, right? Like this
Yeah.
guy finds a way to travel pretty much as
Yeah.
fast as they do
He goes
on
across
Appa's
the
back.
freaking globe. I think.
Yeah.
I think this dude goes
Yeah.
from like literally. I don't know. I don't
Is
think
he
we've
in the
seen-
Fire Nation?
I think he is. I think in the scene where Aang is the kid, like in the Fire Nation, I think they break the cabbage dude's cart there, and he's also in Ba Sing Se.
Yeah. So he must be able to like make like a magic carpet out of cabbages.
This
and
man-
A
just-
magic cabbage.
yeah, a magic cabbage carpet.
This
Yeah.
man has like created teleportation from his cabbage. He made like a cabbage like reactor.
Cabbage bending is the strongest form of bending.
It is.
Yeah.
Cabbage bending is without a doubt. Dude's got cabbage fusion reactors. He's teleporting across the globe. Unlimited supply of cabbage. He could single-handedly crash the world economy with cabbages.
You know how else he might be getting places?
How?
Secret tunnel.
Secret tunnel.
And that's all we can say because of copyright.
We're gonna get sued now. Please don't sue us.
Cabbage bending. So do you think like he would have power over Cabbage Patch Kids?
Yes.
Oh, that's like a sub army. Cabbage Patch Kids. Oh my gosh, dude, I
and
forgot about those.
The fact that he's always like where Aang is, he must just be like riding his cabbages and following
Maybe
Appa from a
he's, like,
distance.
an assassin hired to hunt Aang, but he kind of likes Aang after a while, so he doesn't want
feels
to go
bad
through
about
with
it.
Yeah, but he's like this watchful protector, using his cabbage's powers for good.
And people know that he's powerful, and that's why they keep taking out his cabbage
Yep.
cart.
They know if we take
It's
out
on
the cabbages,
purpose.
we stop the cabbage
Yeah.
man.
Dude, it's the end of the way better than Legend of Korra for a sequel series would have just been like the last. It just like starts with the last time he gets his cart knocked over,
Yeah.
then it just like shows like a single tear stream down his eye. Then all of a sudden it's just like the return of Cabbage Man.
Focuses in on his eyes. His
Yep.
irises go green.
They like break into like a warehouse.
to black.
It's dark. A lone light turns on. They see a silhouette figure. He's like, "I've been expecting you." He kicks a wheelbarrow over full of cabbages, and except they're just bombs and just blow up.
So it's the second series. It's like it goes Avatar: The Last Airbender. Then the next one's Cabbage Man: The Last Cabbage Bender, and it's just his hunt for Aang, just like how like Aang was hunting
Is
for
he
all
his
the
true
elements.
form? Is he just a person made of cabbage leaves? He just sheds his human skin and grows like giant cabbage wings.
Yeah. What if it's like, you know, how Fairy Godmother makes the thing out of an onion or the thing out of a pumpkin?
Oh,
Oh.
that's it. He
Yeah,
like
he just
pimps,
makes a carriage out
pimp
of
my
a
cabbage.
Pimp my cabbage.
But does he have like cabbages also pulling the crate, or does he have real horses
Yes.
doing it? Okay, I say
They just
why-
roll.
Yeah, why not utilize the cabbage power? Save on horse money.
I forgot about the cabbage man. Ooh, I guess like a legit option. The owl was pretty cool.
Yeah, the owl in the library.
With all he knows, yeah, I think like in terms of knowledge power, he's pretty powerful. Like he has the ability to
Like
like
a big spear would kill him, though.
Oh yeah, no, I think he's kind of like a Peter Baelish kind of thing where he knows a lot of
Yeah.
stuff, and if he's smart and careful with it, that's a really powerful asset. But
Yeah.
if you dip your toes in too many people's cereal, you're gonna piss them off, and somebody's gonna clap you. And I
Yeah.
just feel like that might happen with the owl. He's gonna stick his head in too many people's business with that kind of knowledge.
All right, that's a good place to call it. Unless anybody has any other ones.
No, I don't think we can.
Well, just one problem with your last statement, Jacob. You said a legit one would be the owl. Are you making any claim that the Cabbage Man is not.
I'm
legit.
sorry. I'm not. The Cabbage Man's looking at me now. I'm
okay.
scared.
Yeah,
No.
he'll
How
come
dare
for
you
you.
throw shade at
I
the
was just
Cabbage
about to
Man.
end with. So it's established that cabbage bending is undoubtedly the most powerful.
Yes, form of bending.
Okay.
Cabbage
All right.
versus Iroh
Undoubtedly.
in the finals, and we will see who wins that battle.
Yeah, I think it'd be close.
Yeah, I don't think we can really top that. Yeah, the cabbage guy is the most powerful entity in the Avatar universe.
Yeah. All right. I got some emails to read here. We'll see how long this one is because I don't read them until I read them, and I have 2 of them. We'll see if I do both or not. This comes from Dr. Calhoun, who regularly writes us. It's headed "How to Kill Superman." It looks like he's some ways to kill Superman here. This is pretty long, so we'll probably just do this one. It says 3 items. 1, the Dragon Balls. They are technically one item as they are a magic set created to be unified by an alien/deity. More specifically, we're using Shenron. Yeah, the Dragon Balls would be it because the Dragon Balls are.
You just get a wish, right?
Yeah, I haven't seen it, but I think if you get them all, you get one wish. You
Yep.
could just wish for Superman to be dead.
Superman's dead, and the Dragon Balls are like, you can't die. Too bad, he's dead now.
Yeah. Number 2, divorce papers.
Dude, you always get guys with that. There is no way around the divorce.
He's losing
papers.
half of his ass. He's
Yeah.
gonna lose half
Dude,
the
these
Fortress
divorce
of Solitude.
payments are killing me, man. Just financially ruined Superman.
I like how it's like a serious one and just divorce papers.
Divorce papers.
3rd, a mortgage.
A mortgage. I mean, with today's market,
Combined with the divorce papers.
dude, that compounded that. Oh my gosh, that man's not. Dude's working like 4 jobs.
Oh, he has steps on how this is gonna work.
Okay.
Okay, step 1. Summon Shenron and ask for him to turn Superman into a human. He can make Goku a child and incapable of turning Super Saiyan, so he definitely can make one humanoid race into another. Step 2. Confront Superman with your shoulders raised and your back straight. Inform him that he is 2 weeks behind on his mortgage payment.
My God.
And the panic instantly sets in.
Step 3. Ask Shenron to make him get a divorce. That's the second wish. And you can take the divorce papers and have him sign it right there and then.
Yeah, sign this here. Yeah, you're divorced now.
Step
With who?
4. Finally ask Shenron for your final wish to give the finally ask Shenron for your final wish to give the now no longer Superman cancer.
Oh my God. So this dude's behind on his mortgage payment, gets divorced, and now gets terminal cancer.
Yep. Step 5, and probably has no actual experience for a job because he's always just been Superman.
No, he doesn't know how to
I
function
guess he
in the
worked
world.
at the Daily Bugle.
Okay, what was he
Yeah, or was
actually
that
doing?
Superman?
He was just sitting in the corner
Daily-
waiting for something to
Daily
happen.
Planet. is
Oh, Superman. I know he was a reporter, right?
Yeah, at Daily Planet.
Yeah.
Superman or Spider-Man is Daily Bugle.
Because that was Clark Kent, right?
Yeah.
That's his name. Yep.
Step 5, revel in not only killing Superman physically but emotionally as well.
Just cripple Superman in every aspect.
And then he says, "Thanks for coming to my TED Talk."
Wow.
Can't forget to send the IRS after him, though, because that is unstoppable.
Yeah, might as well
force.
frame him up for
Unstoppable force
tax
is the
fraud too
IRS.
while you're at it. Like get
Yeah.
the dude on all accounts.
If it can get Capone,
Holy crap.
Capone is basically
I
Superman.
was not expecting divorce papers followed by
I know, that
mortgage
one got you.
payments. I was not ready for that, dude.
yeah. So thank you for sending that in. It wasn't immoral, but I'm okay with you sending anything. And if anybody wants to send in anything for this episode, how we're wrong, or any other episodes, you can go as far back as you want. Yeah, according to Math Man of the podcast, Mitch, if you share this episode of this podcast with at least one other person, Hayden, what will that do to our viewership?
Since I'm not the math man, I'm going to say triple it.
It would triple it.
It would triple it.
I'm right.
The math adds up.
Yeah, the math adds up. If you want to triple our viewers, share this podcast with one other friend and preferably another one.
Why not triple it? Why not triple it? Why not go for 3?
Why not
You know,
quadruple
if
it?
you can go for 3, yeah, go for 4.
Oh, this is the thing I was going to bring up last week and I forgot. We are in 4 nations with this podcast. We are a
We
quad
are?
national podcast.
Quad
Ooh.
national.
Here's where we are. We're in the
Holy-
United States.
Oh yeah.
We're in
Uncle Sam.
India.
India.
Ooh.
We're in Australia.
Australia. The one
What was
Aussie.
the other one?
France.
France.
We're in France. We're a quad national podcast.
Wow, that's quite a stretch across the globe.
Our toilets flush every direction.
That's right.
We're
So
in-
if we get one more,
We
we'd be
need
a
South America.
pentanational
We need
podcast.
South America and Africa.
And then we need one. Africa's not a nation.
Well, just continent. I'm going for continents now
Okay.
because I was thinking like we're almost in every continent
Yeah.
thinking about that.
Yeah. So if we get one more, we'll be a pentanational podcast. And here's the good part. If we get one more after that, so a total of 2 more nations, we will be a sex national podcast.
Oh, ho, ho.
We,
Meaning we are in 6 nations.
please,
Yes.
lovely people, we need to be a sex national
Yes.
podcast.
I don't even
Bring the
care.
sex.
I don't even care if you just drive to Canada or something and give us a listen.
If you know
That
people
works
from other
for me.
countries, just send them the link.
Yeah,
We're trying to get everywhere. We want everybody to know.
but you guys need to work together because we want to be a sex national
Yeah,
podcast.
don't go over
and not
that.
a sept national podcast.
Once we hit 6, we stop.
We stop.
We
No more nation.
right there.
No more nation. If you want to listen, you have to come to America or France or India or whatever the other two are because we don't want to go above 6.
Yeah, no, yeah. If you're in a country, to move back somewhere, please. You
Yeah.
know, don't cause the number to tip. Please don't.
Yeah. Nobody has wrote in to tell us if Diego could lift the hammer or not.
I think that by default says that Diego can lift the
So I think
hammer.
we should ask Hayden.
I was on Jacob's side and I was listening personally. I
You're
think that he
wrong.
could.
You're just wrong.
I think that he could.
All right, you give your argument right
I
now.
can't remember Jacob's argument, but everything
Well-
he was saying was making sense.
Well,
like that he like this. You were saying how the saving animals, he wasn't actually doing any powerful thing, but like that's like saying
He's not vanquishing evil.
He's not vanquishing evil, but you could say like people will say natural disasters are evil. Like they'll say like tornadoes are evil. So why would not
Hurricane
naturally
Katrina
occurring things
ruined a
also
lot
be
of
evil?
lives.
Yes, people would say that's
and,
evil.
and Superman saves a kitten from a tree. Does that mean he's not a worthy person to lift it? I'll talk loud if you hear.
I think that means your opinion's wrong, Jacob.
I see how it is. I just be proven right here. He's trying to silence me in this great, beautiful United States by
trying
freedom
to
of speech.
censor this Diego slander.
No.
Slander. We are talking him up majorly.
I am just saying, if Diego sees poachers in the woods and he's holding that hammer, he's about to de-atomize the
Okay.
living shit out of the
If he
poachers.
if he did that, I would qualify him.
You don't think he would?
I don't. I think
You
he's
don't think he would? He saves the animals as a living, Noah.
But think of how many people. Okay, think of all the PETA people who are super anti-violence.
But they're not actually going out there and doing shit. They're typing angry blogs on the internet because some butchery in town's still open for 10 years. They're not going out doing what Diego's doing. Diego's out there saving literal dying animals. You're telling me if he didn't see a poacher, he wouldn't literally break every bone in their body if he saw them harming an animal.
All right, write in. Tell us who you think is right. If you have a moral, go ahead, send it in. If you have anything,
Well, we already got one person backing me. Let's join the crowd. Diego could totally lift the hammer.
I will write in every week from now on saying Diego can lift the hammer as under a different name.
hey, I'll read it. Even if it is the same name, I'll read it.
It just says this is Hayden.
It's
Diego
still
could lift the hammer.
Yeah, send him whenever you want. I vow I'll read it. The only thing I won't do is if you send like a video, I won't play the video just because it's like copyright stuff. But I will read anything you send me. Anything.
It'll get read.
I'm scared of what it might be, but I'll read anything.
What if it's the entire like script of the B movie?
I don't know if that's legal. I don't know if we could do that.
I don't think you could.
If we can legally do that, I'd
What
do
if you
it.
put it in Google Translate and then translate it back so it was like broken English B movie?
That we could do that.
And create like a separate episode for it. Just be like, this is the B movie.
We'll
Yeah.
start like a chronicle of episodes.
If
like
somebody
3
does that, I'll
episodes
do it.
of just reading broken English B movie.
Yeah.
Just like one guy listens to every single one all the way through. Love this content.
We'll just hide like government secrets in the
Yeah.
middle of it.
All right, that's all she wrote for this
That's all
one.
she wrote.
I have been Noah,
I've been Tim.
and thank you so much, Hayden, for being here.
Thank you guys for having
Thank
me.
you for coming on
time
this
finally
historic
came.
episode.
I'd like to
Hayden.
thank Tim most of all for having
I just
me
did what
here
I had to do to
willingly.
get you here.
Not you, the real Tim.
Am I not Tim?
No. Tim doesn't think Diego can lift a hammer. I think we learned that last week.
Tim, I changed my mind, man.
So you just started it out with Tim changed his
All
mind.
right,
There's 2 brains.
thank you everyone so much.
I'm
We'll see
Tim.
you- We'll see you next week.
I promise.